welcome back. Another show on the road here. In the studio today, I got hit with this question like in the middle of a live call, and I started to answer it. I started to dive into some things, and I thought it'd be really fun to share on this show. Was this? Someone just asked me straight up, called me out, was like, "Hey Jeff, listen, what were some of your favorite like expired scripts and FSBO scripts for sale by owners?" And we were kind of role playing through stuff and what people like to say, don't say. And look, we all have our favorites, right? So if someone's expired, so I went into a little bit of a rant, a sales pitch, if you will, on like, hey, here's what I like to use, and I'll share them with you guys today. There's no right or wrong, but I'll tell you why I use what I use. I'll tell you what used to work for me. If it works for you, have at it. So let's start with expireds first. Jeff, what's your favorite expired script? Well, first of all, before I actually tell you the words, it's not magic. You have to understand why they're expired. Understand the process. They went through a 3-month listing, a 5-month listing, an 8-month listing, 6 months, whatever it was. They went through the process of an agent and they ended up expiring. So there had to be an experience there somehow where they didn't get their home sold. 95% of the time, it's probably due to a few things. Price, condition, location, mostly price. Okay? However, a lot of times there's, maybe marketing wasn't done properly. Maybe marketing wasn't done great. Maybe the photos weren't that good. All that being said, all I have to do is understand the mindset of the expired person first. That mindset is usually frustration, maybe angry, maybe disappointed, whatever it is. So I like to kind of get into that psyche a little bit to understand that why. So when I'm talking to an expired, my first question and best question I could ever ask is to, first of all, ask a question to get them to talk. And when they talk, I shut up and listen. I want to hear everything they weren't happy with. So here's my question to them. Hey, it's Jeff Lobb. I'm with XYZ Real Estate Company. I understand your home didn't sell or expired or is no longer on the market. If you don't mind me asking, and I always preface with, if you don't mind me asking, why do you think your home didn't sell? If you don't mind me asking, why do you think your home didn't sell? Now that question's a loaded question. I want them to go off. I want to hear all of those things. I want to hear like, oh, our agent didn't do this. They didn't put good photos up. They didn't do professional photography. They didn't do any open houses. And in my head or on my tablet, I'm like, checkbox. Okay, no open houses. Click. They didn't do. They did bad photos, photography. Chink. Now, right or wrong, I'm listening to what they felt. Remember, homeowners think they know at this point why their home didn't sell. Nowhere in their minds did they say, "Oh, but my home is priced too high," because they think it's priced right. However, I'm listening to what I'm competing with, right? So I listen to those 4 or 5 objections. When I get the opportunity, what do you think I'm going to address as the number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 things that we do differently, we do better, we do well, and how we're going to get over those obstacles? Open houses, professional photography, drone footage. Like I'm listening to all the things they felt they didn't get. I'm getting the appointment by talking about, very briefly, not only do we do professional photography and we hold open houses every 2 weeks or every week or whatever it is with a strategy and a VIP open house strategy, and we do this and we do that. Give me 15 minutes. Let me show you how we not only do that better, but we're going to show you also ways to get that home sold. Because my second question to you would be, when you do sell, where do you want to go? I want to get into that emotional mindset of when they're done, where they want to, because that's the game plan. They want to be somewhere else. That's why they're selling, right? The same thing applies to for sale by owners. Now, I think that expired 2-sentence script is probably the best way to get started. When it comes to for sale by owners, let's understand the mindset. For sale by owners are different. They think that we're not worth our value. They think 6% or 5% or 4% or any percent is too high. They're calculating their net dollars and saying, if I got this and I spent that, I can't afford to do that. So they think. They also think they could do their own marketing. They could put it on their own sites. They could do all this stuff. Okay. Understand the mindset first. Now our approach. Our approach is simple. The only way to get deeper into that is to understand what their game plan is in their end game. Most of the time people want to sell their home. There's something in another place they want to be, or they have to get out of pain. It's either joy or pain, right? Joy is they want to go somewhere else. Pain is I can't afford to be here anymore. Or I lost my job or something. I got to go. So the motivation varies. Once we understand that, now I know the approach. Because it isn't just about one script fits all. So for sale by owner, First question I have to ask them is, hey, I understand you're selling your home on your own. Fantastic. You know, it's a good opportunity for you to possibly save some money. But let me ask you, when you do sell, where do you want to go? I don't want to talk about his house. I don't want to talk about their property. I don't want to talk about all the reasons why I'm good or better at what I do yet. I want to understand them first. Once I understand, ideally we want to go to the Carolinas, or I want to go to California. Cool. It's something out there, a new job, new school, new fresh life. Understand. If you can get the conversation started with a for sale by owner and understand the real motivation and the real timing behind it, they're either going to be super motivated or not. It's going to be money or not. It's going to be value or not. So the most important part is the listening part of this. I don't want to address anything about what I'm good at or not good at until I understand what their game plan is. And if they even say to me, hey, Jeff, well, listen, you're asking me all these questions. Tell me about you. Listen, the only reason I'm asking these questions is my marketing strategy can be adapted and shaped to anybody based on their lifestyle, timing, and price point. I just want to make sure I understand what you're trying to get accomplished before we even talk about dollars, cents, or anything like that. Why don't we do this? Why don't we spend 5, 10, 15 minutes? Let me stop by the house, take a look at it, and just help you give you an evaluation of what you're asking. No obligation on my part. If I could share with you ways you can get it sold on your own, fantastic. I just want a chance to help give that opportunity where I can lend my expertise to you. Well, Jeff, why would you do that for free? Because you know what? We sell a lot of homes in this area, and if I can help one homeowner do something on their own and you don't need my services, that's okay too. Give me the 15, 20 minutes. I'll stop by and give you some of my personal advice. What's the real game plan? I'm not trying to trick anybody. I want time face-to-face with you. I also told you I sell a lot of homes in the area, and that I just want to be able to help people if I can help them, dollars or not. Shows I'm not selfish. I'm not trying to sell them anything. I want the opportunity to come talk to you because I know I can do a better job building rapport, seeing the house, and understanding what they're really trying to do when I'm in the house, when I'm with them, the family, and the understanding of it. So a lot of times for sale by owners are not some quick close. It's not some quick, what's the magic script to get me the appointment? Occasionally, it does happen, but for the most part, the number one job is to get them to talk by asking them a genuine question, not the interrogating question, a genuine question. Well, look, you're looking to sell your home on your own. I understand. Totally fine by me, because it really is. You don't need my services, you don't need them, so you think, because we haven't been able to prove to you why I'm valuable yet. So that being said, I want to try and find out what their mission is. If they have to be someplace by school time, by a job, by a transfer, by something going on in their life, now I know how to maneuver my marketing message to them. All right? So just a couple for sale by owners, some scripts. There's a lot of them. We can go down the path of hours of talking about what people say and don't say and all their no magic pill. I think the big takeaway from this session is asking the right questions first instead of what I call throwing up all your information on them and just spewing out your scripts. Let's talk first, understand their motivation, ask them why, ask them how, and if they're willing to share that with you, that's your first door, your first shot to get to an appointment. Your appointment is where you do your best selling. All right? Hey, listen, half the battle expireds and FSBOs is actually doing the work. Don't have fear. Pick up the phone, stop by in person, knock on their door. Do what it takes. Because I used to make a lot of money on for sale by owners and expireds only because I learned to craft the approach, right? It's not one way or no way. So craft the approach and actually go out and do it. Go execute. See you on the next show. Have fun.